Do you ever notice this about yourself? Everyone around you is constantly posting selfies, updates, stories, moments of their life. But you don't. No selfies, no personal photos, no updates about where you are or what you're doing. And at some point, someone probably asked you the question, why don't you ever post anything? Maybe they joked that you're hiding something. Maybe they said you're antisocial. But let me ask you something first. Are you actually hiding? Or did you simply walk away from a stage that everyone else feels forced to perform on? Because social media today is basically a 24-hour performance stage. Everyone is presenting a version of themselves, waiting for likes, comments, and validation. But you stepped off the stage. And psychology says the reason might go deeper than you think. Let's start with something interesting. While most people treat social media like a public diary, you chose privacy. Psychologists call this a high privacy orientation. A 2019 review in the journal Cyberpsychology, Behavior, and Social Networking found that people high in conscientiousness are far more protective of their personal lives online. In simple terms, the more thoughtful someone is, the less likely they are to broadcast everything. So when someone asks, why don't you post anything? What they're really asking is, why don't you need the attention I need? And that makes people uncomfortable. Because most people use social media like a mirror. They post something and then wait to see how others react. But if you already know who you are, you don't need that mirror. And research on self-concept clarity, developed by psychologist Jennifer Campbell, shows something interesting. People who have a clear sense of identity rely much less on external validation, which means they feel less need to constantly show their life online. But here's an important question. Is your silence coming from confidence or from protection? Because not everyone who avoids posting does it for the same reason. Some people avoid posting because they value privacy. Others avoid it because they fear judgment. And those two things look identical from the outside. But internally, they're completely different. There's another psychological layer here. In 1954, psychologist Leon Festinger introduced social comparison theory. Humans naturally compare themselves to others, and social media turned that instinct into a 24-hour comparison machine. Perfect vacations, perfect faces, perfect lives. Except most of it isn't real. Research from the University of Pennsylvania even found that reducing social media use significantly improved mental health and reduced loneliness. So when you choose not to constantly post, you're not missing out on the system. You might have simply stepped outside of it. So let's bring this full circle. You don't post photos online, not because you're antisocial, not because you're hiding, but maybe because your sense of identity doesn't depend on public validation. In a world where everyone is trying to be seen by strangers, there's something rare about someone who doesn't need that attention to feel whole. And now I'm curious about something. Did you stop posting because you value privacy, or because social media just never felt necessary to you? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy psychology videos that explain the quiet things most people never talk about, subscribe. The next video might explain something about you even better than this one.